Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy Convo with Marlo. You know what I'm saying? This the first guest that I have in a new setup. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to start it. Who do I have the pleasure of being here with today?
Kryple, baby, let's go.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I say to everybody else, before I dive in anything, I want to ask you, how you feeling? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I feel good. It's a nice day. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
I've
Thank
been watching.
you for coming
I've been
on.
watching.
You know what I'm saying? I want to thank you for not flopping too. A lot of people they like to flop the first time because let's say we had an interview that we made, like a date or an appointment, my bad. And it's Monday and the appointment's on Friday. As soon as Friday comes around, I got something to do. My mom's in the hospital. Bro, I've heard everything so far.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not like that at all.
Yeah.
I'm cordial, bro. 15 minutes early is on time.
Oh, yes,
If
sir.
I make a plan, it's in my calendar. It's good. Like, time's money, bro. You can't get this back.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't waste nobody's time. I expect nobody to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of thing, right? But a lot of rappers are like that, bro. They have no concept of that. They don't care.
They don't care. Just cause, why do you think that is? The world just revolves around them?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's that same shit, right? Everybody's the star of their own movie. Everybody, sometimes you don't think about it. Sometimes if it's not important to somebody, maybe there's obviously different reasons for every people. But I would say, like, the majority is just like, yeah, everybody's in their own world.
Nah, we gotta, or like rappers gotta get over that. Because you're gonna fuck around and miss opportunities, good opportunities.
The ego's crazy, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
thinks they're bigger than they are.
Damn.
It's shit's crazy.
Nah, I feel that. So how you been? How you feeling? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I feel good. I guess I spent all summer touring.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
So now I'm just home for the winter, grinding, making music again.
Was it in Canada? You hit the States?
Yeah, I hit Canada. I haven't been to the States yet ever. I got a criminal record I got to deal with.
Damn.
Just something dumb, bro. Just a weed charge when I was like 19. I went to go to LA with my bro right before COVID, and they told me I couldn't get across. I was heartbroken, man.
Yeah.
It's like I was supposed to do a tour with my bro there, 40 shows in the States, and I got denied.
Was that charge here?
Yeah, it was like when I was 19, 20 years old.
And that was before weed was legal.
Yeah, way before. And even I had like 2 ounces on me. So they were giving free pardons if you had less than an ounce or an ounce or less or whatever. And I had too much. So, and then my dumbass tried to cross. So now it's on their record. Anyway, so even if I got a pardon here, it wouldn't matter because I'd cross and they'd be like, well, we see that you already tried to cross with this charge. So I just got to get a waiver. And I would have done it by now, but then COVID hit. And then I had all this Canadian dates this year.
COVID fucks everything up.
Yeah, well, I was like, why am I going to apply for a travel waiver when I can't travel? It's only good for a year, the first one. So I was like, I'm not going to pay all this money and do all this work.
Yeah.
You got to, like, go get your criminal record. You got to go get fingerprinted again. You need to write a letter. Then you need character witnesses. And you need, like, all of this kind of things. Like, and then you give it to Department of Homeland Security or whoever it is in the States. And so, like, even the lady there told me, she's like, I'll let you in, no problem. But you just got to go through the...
You gotta go through all that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I did a Canadian tour of my own. So I put out an album in June. Went #1 on iTunes. That was dope. First time that happened.
Congrats.
Thank you, bro. And then so I did 26 cities, a headline tour. And I book all these myself. It's like the 6th or 7th tour I've booked by myself.
Oh, you don't have a team. You don't have a manager.
I have a team, so I don't have like a full-time manager. No, I do everything myself.
Wow.
But I have a tour manager. I have a merch guy. My merch guy films the whole tour, so we make vlogs. Then my tour manager will drive and make sure everything goes well. And so I do have a small team, and I have other people outside of like my tour crew. It all depends on the tour. If it's a bigger tour with a bigger budget, you have a bigger team.
Yeah.
Smaller. So this one was just kind of small. Like we just rogued it in a minivan. It's the first tour I did since COVID happened, so I didn't know what the climate was going to be. I just like whatever was the most cost effective kind of went with that. And it
all
went
this
well.
shit yourself.
Bro, I do. I make all my own beats.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's difficult because like just me doing this type of shit by myself, I'm like, yo, I gotta hire someone because like at some point it could get draining, it could get heavy, all this weight on you.
Bro, it's hard to spread yourself thin, man. It sucks, but at the same time, it's beneficial because like my mind state young was nobody's gonna do it for you, and even if you find somebody to do something for you, they don't care about your dreams like you do. So like if you leave that into somebody else's hands, sometimes it's not gonna get done. The less people I have to rely on, the better. And sometimes can hit a point where you're like, fuck, there's too much on my plate, I gotta outsource. But I don't outsource until it gets to that point where I absolutely need to, because I want to make sure it goes, like, not to sound cocky, but I feel like I know about this shit better than the majority of the people that I could hire to do it. You know, like booking tours and stuff. There's maybe like 5 or 10 people that I know personally in Canada that can book the tours, like that has the resources. And I only have those resources because I've done it so many times. I've been across Canada so many times. I know the promoters in all of these cities. It's like, hey, do you want to book this? Here's the cost. Either they say yes, no, or we barter. But there's only 3 outcomes in that. Yeah. So you just go and do it.
No way.
That's it.
It's crazy because usually when I have people on and I hear them say stuff like that, I'm like, how can you say all that when you're just starting? Mm-hmm. But I've been doing some digging on your stuff, and like your numbers are like they're up there.
Thank
you know
you,
what I'm saying? So it's like,
I appreciate that.
So like you have shit that vouch for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Now that I'm knowing that you booked this shit all yourself.
Yeah, there's a resume. You don't check the receipts.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot.
Nah, that's dedication at its finest.
Trying, bro, and I appreciate the numbers thing because it's been a grind, especially now. Like I hate saying shit like this because it dates me, but like when I started rapping, bro, like we didn't have Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and like it was like MySpace, and you'd go out on White Ave in Jasper and slang CDs every fucking weekend and try to make that money.
Yo, I love talking to older people. I don't know if you should know him, 7 Side Smoke.
Yeah.
I had 7 Side Smoke. I had DZ the Don, and now I'm having
DZ's my guy.
And like for the past 3 people, y'all are like, I'm not trying to make y'all sound old.
It is what it is,
but
bro.
You are kind of old.
You can't get away from what my age is. Yeah, I'm 32 years old. I'm not old, but I'm not young either, you know?
Obviously, you're not old, but like for the past little bit, I've been talking to people like that are in the 30s, early 30s, and it's like, damn, y'all really at a point where you had exactly what you said. You had to wait outside of a venue, whatever it was, West Edmonton Mall, and give your CD out one by one. Bro. There was no share this to your friends and tell your friends to tell the friends. There was none of that. Because in this day and age, you could do all that from the comfort of your own room. There, bro, minus 48, you're doing all that shit outside.
Bro, outside, in the cold, didn't matter. But sometimes it was work, bro. Sometimes you'd leave with like $800 selling CDs, $10 a pop, $10 a pop. You have a crew, 4 or 5 people with you. You know, if I'm talking to this guy, my bro can talk to this guy. And we got a speaker, like a little stereo. Back in the day, it was one of those fucking boom boxes that you press a button and you put those 8 big-ass batteries in it, just whatever it was. But, like, you got to get with the times, though, too. So, like, that's where I'm like, but I guess what my original point was I was in a group for so long, so only like the past like 4 years I've really been trying to build like a solo catalog, and COVID was 2 years of that, so it kind of like was right in the middle of it. So to like see the numbers start to grow and shit now, it's a dope feeling because like I still haven't. Well, in some respects I have, but in some respects I haven't beat what I did before with my group, because like when DoomSquad was popping, like. The biggest tour we did was 36 Canada shows. Like we had 36 Charlottetown to Victoria, the whole country. You know, our albums charting. We were getting like hundreds of thousands of views on every video we posted. Like it was the shit was going good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. You know, you don't really see the money as much because there was 3 of us, and I was always reinvesting it. Like, oh, we made $10,000 off a tour. Yeah. Okay, well, here's money for all our rents, and then the next goes into our next merch run and some promo. And then it's like you got to keep recycling it. So when that kind of started to fizzle off, to try to find my own identity, I think was the hardest part. That took the longest. Wow. What do I want to represent? What do I want to be? What kind of sound do I want to have? What, you know what I mean? Like, how do I individualize myself from what everybody knows as a group? Yeah. Okay.
You know? Now it's time for me to dive into the questions. You know what I'm saying? So don't mind me if you're talking and I look down. That's not me ignoring you. That's not me doing it. It's my question.
No stress, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Stress.
So your name. How do you say your name? Is it Kryple? Is it Kripple? I know a lot of people be fucking it up.
All the time.
You're used to it by now.
Yeah. It's Kryple. So and it started. I've never told the story actually, like on an interview or nothing. I came up with the name when I was like 14, 15, and it was just Kryple, but I spelt it the same way. Year or 2 goes past, and my friends started making fun of me. They started calling me Kryple because of how I spelt it. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll own it. And I just started calling myself that after that.
With the name,
and then I just ran with it ever since.
So since, and how long ago was that? I know that was
like 17, 18. I was Kryple by the time I did my first show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this whole music thing, you know what I'm saying? When did you first dive into it, and what got you first into it? Was it one day you just listening to the homies, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, so I would say 2 huge factors. One, like I'm a white boy from Canada, bro. Like it's like that's a hope and dream in your head when you're a kid. It's like it to me, it never really seemed like it was even an achievable goal or anything. I'd just be sitting there listening to fucking Snoop and Dre and Eminem obviously is a huge inspiration for me on numerous fronts. But like I would just sit there in my living room with a fucking marker and pretend I was performing, rapping along to these big songs. You know, typical childhood shit. But then one of my friends took me to a local rap show. And I seen this group of these two guys. They were called Toxic Soul at the time. And that shit was like, I don't know, it was the type of music I liked at the time. I liked weird underground rap. I listened to like fucking everything from Eminem and Dr. Dre all the way to like ICP and like just the weirdest underground shit you could find. I was always like, what's the weirdest shit I can find? And so that was right in my lane. And when I seen that, I was like, yo, there's rappers in Edmonton. You know what I mean? What? This is okay. So then I started messaging these guys all the time, trying to like become their friends, slowly integrated with these guys, became in their friends, started doing shows with them, and then it grows. So like those two things I think would just be like listening to the music in itself and just like being able to relate to it so much. Like for me, it was Eminem because like I didn't have the exact same childhood as him, but I had like my dad was a fucking crackhead, and you know, we didn't have the most growing up. I wasn't like dirt poor like a lot of my friends were, but I still like, you know, I was raised by a single mom, me and my little brother. So like my mom grinded her ass off, went back to school while working, doing all this. So like I related with his struggle a lot. A lot of the shit he says, like the song like Sing for the Moment, shit like that, right? Just like you got weird thoughts, you don't know what to do, your fucking family life is fucked up, you feel like an outcast in your own skin, right? Like all those kind of things. Because even when I did start going to rap shows and shit, nobody took me seriously.
Yeah.
And not for the first couple of years, at least. Like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah,
I was poor, I had shitty clothes, roll up hickeys on my neck, just dumb, like, just a hood rat, you know?
You had hickeys on your neck?
The first time I ever performed on stage, I had like 19 hickeys on my neck. I was 15, wearing a fucking 4XL shirt. Like, I was just...
Was it all from the same girl?
Yeah, yeah. It was like, you know? And I was young, too. I was 15. I probably didn't even smash anything. I probably just made out with her and caught a hickey, you know? Like, when you're young and you're like, oh...
Just going crazy.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. So so the other day I was on your YouTube. I went all the way down and I was listening to your shit. And yo, I gotta be honest with you. So with certain artists, when I'm about to listen to a new artist, to me, I mean, I feel like this is the same with a lot of people. Image, the way you look to me before I listen to you, I already start judging. So when I looked at you, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, don't take this shit to heart. When I first got my first glance on you, I'm like, this guy can't be. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear how this guy sounds like. I feel like, oh, he might be an offbeat type of rapper. He might be this. He might be that. Yo, the first song I listened to was you and Doom or your Doom Squad, Asshole. At first, I'm listening to it. I'm
That's
like,
so old too. Holy shit.
Oh, a minute ago. I think it was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it. Tell me why as I'm listening to it. Because me, I listen to everything. I listen to metaphors. I look at the background. I listen to guys that's moving and everything. Me, when I was listening to it, I noticed myself doing this shit. I'm like, no way. I'm actually fucking with this shit. And my girl, I'm not gonna lie. My girl, bro, she don't like anything. She don't like any type of, like, there's certain music that she's into. But like when it comes to these type of things, I'm like, she's not gonna mess with it.
Especially locals and shit.
No, she fucks with local, but she has a different sound when it comes to music.
Okay.
When she said she liked your shit, I'm like, okay, hold on, this guy is different. No, but Asshole, the song Asshole, I gotta say that gotta be one of my favorite songs.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Even though it was with the squad and stuff, how did that all come about?
Oh fuck, man, that's so long ago. I don't even remember. I remember I found the beat online, and then I had my homie remake it. That was the first step, and it was just like, I that time period back then to me was like everything still hadn't been done yet. Does that make sense? Like now I feel like everything's so saturated. You got to try way harder to be original now.
Oh yeah,
than you did 12 years ago. So like the song concept Asshole, I was like, the only one I could ever think of was this old Dennis or whatever that guy's name is. I'm an asshole or some shit. So I was like, and I thought about that. I was like, yo, I'll turn this into rap shit. We can go. It just kind of fit like what we were trying to do with the image and anyways. So it just came real organically. And our bro was just like shooting videos at the time. It was on the spot. Like, hey, let's go shoot this tomorrow. Yeah. What do you want to do? I don't know. Came up with like, I walked through Safeway and just I opened the tissues and blow my nose and put it back. I'd ask for a free meat sample and spit it out. Like just doing dumb asshole shit. Like I'd never do it now, but it was just organic.
I was going from the bottom. I haven't listened to all of it, but I was working my way from bottom to the top much as I can. And I caught myself nodding my head a little bit too much, and I'm like, yo, this is a guy I could actually listen to on the regular.
That's dope. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Oh, most def. And the thing is, it's like with this, I give nothing but honest opinion. So that's why I forgot to tell you this, but that's why I always tell people, I'm like, yo, if you can't take criticism, don't come on. You know what I'm saying?
I want all the smoke, bro. I want all the smoke. I keep telling these comedians, bro, put me on your roast battles at the comic strip. Like, I'll roast everybody. And I can take it. Like, we just sit and troll each other all day, bro. I've been doing it since I was 12 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been doing it for a minute.
That's nothing. You grow up on the north side, man. Motherfuckers is ruthless, bro. Like, if you couldn't come back quick, you're just getting flamed.
Oh, it's over with.
Over.
I feel that.
You get witty, and then being a rapper just helps.
Mm-hmm. So again, just a few minutes ago, you was talking about, or we was talking about the Doom Squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I saw making my way up, or just like you said, around the 4 or 5 year ago mark. That's when you decided to take the solo route.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something that happened between you and the group, or was things just not working out? Y'all wanted to take solo routes instead?
Yeah, as with anything, a group will have its issues. Those are still my brothers for life and shit. I think what it stems down to is we just had different goals. And when you're doing the group thing, all three of you need to be completely on the same page. And this with if a business, if you got 10 or whatever it is, if you have something that you're trying to build and one person's not on the same page as the other, it's going to cause some friction. It's going to, and like, we didn't end on a bad note or nothing like that. It wasn't like one day we're just like, we're not doing this anymore. We just kind of on our own kind of started doing our own things. Me especially, like, I just kind of like, okay, I know what I want to do. I just started jumping into it. I was so blessed in the fact that, like, I'm tight with people that gave me sick ass opportunities to be able to continue to go, like Mercules and Lil Windex. Those guys both brought me on tours, and like, so when I stopped doing the Doom Squad shit, I immediately already had something to go to.
Yeah.
I was able to keep busy and keep going, so it was like that kind of like saved my ass. It was a rough part of my life too, just dealing with a lot. So like, it kind of that's kind of where it went, and then
to me, I always find it hard doing things in a group because exactly what you said, especially when, not like this isn't your case, but especially when the group's name is for the group. So what I mean by that, there's a group called Fifth Harmony. Mm-hmm. It's a female rap group. They call Fifth Harmony, and it's like if one of y'all fall off, one doesn't fuck with the other. You can't show up to a show without that fifth person.
Yeah,
like,
you're not Fourth Harmony.
Exactly, someone's gonna notice it. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, it's always hard for from what I've seen, it's hard to do things as a group because soon as someone starts wanting this and the group wants that, something is bound to happen. Yeah. Exactly what you just said.
We were blessed for about 3 years. All of us lived together. The three of us and our bro Sonic, the video guy, who was actually that guy I went to my first ever local show. That was him performing. Okay. He slowly just turned into like our best friend and did all our media, all our graphics, all our videos. Damn. We did this Cypher series where we dropped a video every month for 4 years featuring somebody else.
For 4 years?
4 years, a video a month. Noisy, like Vice did an article on us, and like we started to get like a lot of traction. A lot of those videos are in the hundreds of thousands. There's even one that's in the millions. Like they started to do pretty well for us. But yeah, you're 100% right. But we were living together, so it was super easy to like work together. Like we'd bang out a full album in 2 weeks. Like we just, hey, let's make an album. Okay, cool. Or we'd have to go on tour. We got 3 weeks to get this album turned in, artwork, concept, everything, get it done because we can. We are here.
Yeah.
And then we get into relationships. We move out. That kind of makes it harder to do the work already. And then, so you're 100% right, man. You got to be on the same page.
No, it's hard. But how do y'all get together? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all know each other from around the way, from high school?
Yeah. So, excuse me. Doom Squad was myself, Trips, and 9 Lives. Trips I went to school with. I met him when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And 9 Lives the same. I met him maybe when I was like 14 or 15. I actually had groups with each of them. So I had a group with Trips way before Doom Squad. We did that for a long time. And then Stevie would just come into our shows. And then I started a group with Stevie on the side as well. So I had two. I had Doom Squad and this other group called Cryptic Minds. But the Doom Squad thing started doing pretty well for us. Nines is Indigenous, and we started getting put on a lot of Indigenous shows and working with a lot of Indigenous artists. At the time, Winnipeg's Most was fucking huge, skyrocketing there.
It was crazy.
All over the TV, millions of views on all their videos. And so we did a song and a video with them, and we did some shows with them, and I was like, it only makes sense to bring Trips into this side of it. But I was reluctant for a long time because I just didn't know what was going on. Eventually, Stevie was like, bro, just fucking bring your bro in. Like, what are you doing? I was like, yeah, you're right. So, and then that just kind of became the trifecta, and from there,
wow,
kept growing.
Damn. Nah, that's crazy. Especially in a place like Winnipeg. I'm not gonna lie, Winnipeg's a spot. Every time I hear about Winnipeg, it's some bullshit. Stabbings, this and that. But at the same time, it would be a place I'd love to visit, because whenever I hear such negative things about one spot, I have to go see it, because there's got to be something. There's got to be a bright side to it too.
There always is. It's the same as Edmonton, bro. Like, it depends what light you look at this city. There's a lot of dope shit you can do here, and there's thriving communities all over. The arts community here is insane.
Crazy.
But if you just chill downtown all the time with some hood rats, you're only going to see some hood rat shit, and it does get grimy, but like, just like any place. Like, I never spent much time in Winnipeg, only there to go do shows and stuff like that. But I've worked with a lot of people from there, and like, even now my bro owns a venue out there. I still go there sometimes and stuff, but yeah, Winnipeg's a gorgeous city too. It's one of those things like, yeah, it's got its trenches and its greasy parts, but if you see the right side of it, it's really nice there.
Yeah. Wow. So far since you've been doing this whole solo thing, you know what I'm saying? What's your favorite song that you've done, like solo? Something, and I know that might be a hard thing to pick. What is something that you would catch yourself like rapping to yourself in your head, like your own thing?
Man, I don't know, man. My own favorite song is weird. I'm gonna go with probably like Top of the Morning. It's the most recent one I put out.
Okay.
I find myself singing that the most in my head. I remember when I made that beat and I just heard that Top of the Morning, shoot my shot. That was not. I was like, this is hard. I like this. So, but I don't know if I have an exact favorite, because that changes so much.
Yeah.
I'm so ADD. Like, one week I like this one, the next week I like this one. And as an artist, my favorite song is really usually always my newest one.
Okay.
Whatever's the most recent, I'm like, oh, this is the shit.
That's the new
one.
Is
because it's always, it's better than my last shit. This is like, yeah. So I just made this song the other day. I'll show it to you when the podcast's over. I like this one.
Okay. So again, when I was checking your thing, you have the highest count that, like, so far with everybody that I had on, you have the highest count. And what I'm kind of curious about is like the monetization. You know what I'm saying? How long does it take for the bread to start coming in? Was that something it comes in after like 1K subs, or is that something you have to reach out to?
Well, you need to get 1K subs, I'm pretty sure, to monetize your YouTube channel in general. Monetization's weird now, and it's changed. So like, because I had my YouTube channel for so long, you used to make way more off monetization than you do now.
No way, they brought it down.
Oh, they've been bringing it down year after year after year.
Is it because there's more and more YouTubers, more and more content creators?
It's really hard to make money off music, bro. It's almost damn near impossible. This is the hardest industry. Like, I haven't had a job probably in like 7 years, and I would say I've been living okay for the last couple. Like, I'm not rich. I'm not like my family's not thriving because of what I'm doing. Nothing like that. Like, a lot of people think I'm just fucking rolling in dough or some shit. Yeah. No, I invest everything back into myself, and I just keep trying to grow it. But like, I have to sell beats. I have to fucking help people with tours and help management and edit videos. And like, I'm doing odd jobs here and there. I'm selling verses. I'm not just like raking in dough off my Spotify streams and stuff. Like, I got to go on tour and save that money for a few months after, so it can, sustain. It's a nonstop grind to make money off music. As far as the stream money rolling in, it doesn't take that long. Like, usually 3 months, like, after you'll get your reports online, but you gotta get those numbers up, man. That's the hardest part, especially now. It's so saturated. Like, TikTok is how you build your numbers, probably the best now. And I'm not even heavy on TikTok. I don't use it much, but it's the only one that doesn't have an algorithm that's very like limited to what you can do, right?
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. These people are like, I have 11,000 followers on Instagram. I'll be damned if I get 1,500 views on my story. It's like, bro, it's like 10% of what I got. But I pay for a fucking ad. Goddamn, 7,500 people see my shit. You're like,
goodness.
So as for TikTok, you never know. You can just post a video and wake up the next morning. It's got 10
crazy numbers.
Fucking million views on it. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So my bro's crazy on TikTok. I see some of the videos he does, and I'm like, bro, like he's got videos with like 60 million views on him on TikTok. I'm like, bro, you're reaching like the people that follow him now are crazy. It's like he's getting celebrity follows every day.
No way.
Just off because TikTok is out, its reach is so huge.
Yeah,
you can reach anybody on there.
Anybody.
It's not limited. You post a video on Instagram, it's only going to show people in fucking Edmonton and Calgary and your surrounding area. TikTok, you're getting it from everywhere. Europe, Texas, wherever the fuck. They're all seeing your posts.
Yeah.
It's just way less limited.
That's great, especially when you put it like that. That's real shit too, and it's crazy too because you could post up some what you think is a regular video one day, like you just said. You wake up the next morning, bro, your phone ding 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 all day.
Yeah,
you
man.
check TikTok, you're like, yo, what's going on with my phone? You check it, you just blowing up. Your shit's just blowing up,
and it's crazy because I've never had a viral moment myself. My grind has been long, slow, and steady. And I still don't chase it. Like if something pops off, that's dope. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to get seen by more people, but my goal has always been like one by one, build lifelong fans, tour as much as you can, meet these people as much as you can, get involved with your fan base as much as you can, because like that's how you could. An artist with 10,000 loyal fans is worth way more than an artist with 10 million views. Because where are those views coming from? How are those converting into dollars? Like, you have 10,000 diehard fans that buy everything you make. You put out 10,000 t-shirts at $20 a t-shirt. That's 200 racks, bro. One drop. You do like this is where it is, the independent lane. And now independent's crazy. Russ, Joyner Lucas, Tom McDonald, like all these people that you like are making millions and millions of dollars off independent music right. It's crazy.
Wow. Sheesh. I mean, yeah, if you put it like that, it's like, damn. That's real shit. Especially having a loyal fan base like that, you like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Who knows? And I feel like when you take that type of route, because I feel okay in this day and age, anyone could blow up. But it's like, what do you do after you blow up to keep that? But if you do what you're doing in the long run, where you're meeting people, shaking hand to hand, actually interacting with your people, those are the people that actually stay around.
Exactly. And you can still blow up from that. I can still go viral any day and I'll still gain more fans and shit, but I still have this base here. Like Mercules is a prime example of that, of where like he's done certain things in his career to where like he'll put this out and boom, shit skyrockets. And you see, and like, okay, so these aren't real numbers or anything, but say he had 20,000 diehard fans. And then he puts out a video and it goes mad viral and there's 40 million views on it. Well, maybe 30,000 of those people will end up becoming diehard fans. But now you still have 50,000 diehard fans. And every time you do something, obviously not everybody's going to become a diehard fan of you. Everybody's got different taste. But the more eyes you get in front of, the more chance you have to make these diehard fans and get these connections. And you make all these new fans, then you go back on tour, then you meet all these new fans. And then it's like it just keeps growing and it's like a snowball effect. Damn. As long as you can keep feeding them what they like, whatever it's content or music or this and that, they're going to keep supporting you.
Oh, yeah. Damn. My last question on Doom Squad, I forgot to ask this one, then I'll come back to this. What was some of the advantages and disadvantages of being in a group? You know what I'm saying? Because with this type of question, it depends on the person. It depends.
Yeah, it depends on the group too. I would say our advantage personally, our biggest advantage I think was marketability. So all three of us were like, one thing I do now as a solo artist, and every release I do and everything I do, I'm like, okay, how am I going to market this? What's my marketing plan behind this? I never did that once when I was with the group. We did do it, but it was just kind of subconscious. First off, all three of us are different personalities, so we relate to different types of people. Two, we were very like just ourselves. We didn't put on a facade. We didn't try to be something else. But we weren't like. So that also is like people love genuinity and authenticity. They're drawn to it. They're like, this is just real. I feel this. So I think that would probably be the biggest advantage was like the marketability and how many people we were able to infiltrate, like how many people we could relate to and get to fans. Like we'd have gangsters at our shows and sad boys and girls and just a mix of everything. Because we hit so many different lanes and our music was very diverse too. Some songs would be about depression. Some songs would just be about getting fucked up with your friends. Some songs would be about being weird. And like a lot of our stuff was really relatable. I think the marketability and then just the power in numbers also is like if I'm out trying to promote some shit, there's 3 of us now that can do this instead of one. We're on stage. There's 3 of us. That energy is so high level. Like our stage show was nuts. Yeah. We got a lot, and we did a lot of dope tours and stuff like that, just based off people seeing us at a show and be like, man, your performance is crazy. Because we'd go on tour, bro. We'd spend 2 months meeting up twice a week rehearsing. In a real venue, everything's rehearsed. Every song has choreography to it. We move at this point. We do this. Like you watch it and you're like, yo, this is a show. This isn't just some guys rapping. This is a show. Yeah. And I learned that from watching like Meth and Red and Tech Nine and Chris Calico and these performers that were like, they're up there for an hour and a half and they know exactly where they're going to be and what they're doing at every second of that. And not only is it planned, but it's so like, it's muscle memory at this point. They've done it so many times that they don't even have to practice. Yeah. Like we did a show together in August as DoomSquad. It was the first time we did a show together in almost 5 years.
Oh, August I just passed. Okay.
And it was like we never skipped a beat because it was so heavily rehearsed for so long that like we still knew. It was just like as soon as it comes on, you know what you're doing. Yeah. You know, I know when you got to catch you or when you're gonna drop out or when I gotta like do this or whatever the fuck it is. Like so many weird little random dances and shit that we would do and like all that kind of stuff was just like muscle memory. So I think that's a huge perk of having a group too, if done well. Yeah, you could have like 4 or 5 people on stage and it just looks like a mess, tripping over each other's mic cords and shit like
that's
that.
Embarrassing too.
Yeah. Fuck. So I always wanted to like, that's like how are you gonna? What's the best way to win over random people? Go in front of 1,000 of them and put on the best show they've seen. That was always my motto. Was like, I want people to see this show and fucking want to come back.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the advantage. What was there any? Well, I assume there would be some disadvantage.
There's always disadvantage. Kind of what we were talking about earlier. Is like you have to all be on the same page. Yeah. You know what I mean? If one person misses this, then it's all fucked. Like, you know, numerous times you'd have a video shoot and somebody doesn't show, or like you at a show and somebody gets too messed up, or like just like butting heads on personal things too, right? Like we live together, so obviously you're gonna get into heated exchanges. And you know, there's gonna be times where everybody's in the wrong. You know, so that's probably the hardest part about being in a group is just being on the same page, and like the growing is the hardest part, I think. Yeah, you know.
So I'm gonna keep referring back to your YouTube a few more times. On your YouTube, a few times I saw this guy named Trips. You know what I'm saying? What's your relationship with him? Cause
Trips is DoomSquad.
Oh, he's DoomSquad.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just see a video. What was it? What's that Ariana Grande song?
He did Thank You Next. Yeah, he did a cover of it.
I'm like, yo,
Trips is one of the most talented individuals I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah. He's got so much talent, bro. So much soul, just natural fucking talent, bro. He's incredible. Yeah, bro. Like I said, our group was, you know, it was very talented, man. We had a lot of dope shit in there. We did a lot of dope. But yeah, Trips is that's my brother, man.
So is it just so you're an artist, you're a producer? What else is there? Is there anything else that you do on the side?
I do a lot, but I don't like. It's not like my forte. So I can shoot a little bit. I'm not too knowledgeable with the camera, but I'm quite good at editing. So I edit a lot of my videos and I edit all like my promo content and stuff like that now. So yeah, I do that. And like, I mean, lack of better terms, like I could do a lot of shit. I could do managerial stuff. I can do booking agent stuff. But I don't because my goal is to make music. That's my passion. Yeah. So that's kind of where I stick to. You know, give it a few more years. If I'm not at where I want to be at, I'll probably transition into more of a producer, managerial kind of role. But yeah, like I got many hats, man. Yes, sir. I got many hats.
Okay. Also, I see that you had a few sample remixes: BoJack, Pink Panther, Expector Gadget, Scooby Doo, all that. Yeah. So
this is cool. I like to touch on this because I make my own beats. Yeah. I want to find a way that I can showcase this in a different way that I don't see many people do. So like, you know, you see a lot of rappers remix famous instrumentals. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get pigeonholed into that. Not to say that it's a pigeonhole, but like, Mercules does that already, and he's so close of a friend of mine. Like, it just didn't make sense. So what can I do that's different? Excuse me. I can produce random shit, and so like the BoJack Pink Panther, you actually see me making the beat in the video, and then I rap a verse to it. And then I have other ones that I call mashups, where I'll take old songs. So I did like Nirvana, Beatles, Pink Floyd, shit like that, and I'll take 3 or 4 of their songs and mash them all into one and have it flow. Which is like, if you're a producer, you know that that's hard because like 4 different songs in 4 different keys at 4 different tempos into one that's one key and one tempo is really hard to do. But it showcases that. So I love doing that. Weird, just messing around, doing something different. I just do it so I can stand out from the rest.
How do you get through with the licensing? How does that work?
You don't. You just put it out and you don't monetize it.
Oh, okay. So if
you're never going to be able to fucking like someone in my stature, even if I was able to get the clearance of the sample, I wouldn't be able to afford it.
You got to pay for that.
Oh, bro, you got to pay for all that sample clearance.
How much is that roughly?
Depends. Every song is different.
Damn.
So it depends. It depends who owns the music.
Yeah.
It depends what they want. Sometimes they'll want a flat rate. Sometimes they want flat rate plus percentage. Sometimes just percentage, whatever it is. But I try not to deal with any of that sample clearance because it's too much of a headache and too much of a cost. Too much.
Because that
where I'm at.
That shit sounds like it'll take the fun out of it too. Because you got to do like once you finish worrying about that, it's like fuck. I don't even want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, bro, I've seen artists wait there for a year and a half to try to clear a sample, and by the time it's done, you're just over with it. So yeah, that shit, I just make it and I put it on YouTube. I don't monetize it. I don't put them on Spotify or anything like that. It's just here, go check the YouTube, extra content for people to check it out.
Yeah, Matt. Again, with your numbers, you're doing real good with the numbers. What, so for someone who's trying to get up to, like your level, like number wise, like 11K followers, almost 8K subs on YouTube, what'd be the best advice to give out? You know,
be original, man.
Be original. But that's the thing. I notice a lot. Like, yeah, a lot of people. It's best to be original, but I see a lot of artists try to stand out so much that they all end up being the same.
Well, okay, so it's not. I would say it's a perfect mixture of like originality, work ethic, and consistency. I think those three things, you're bound to see results. If you're and you need to have a dope product at the end of the day, but like dopeness hasn't necessarily been the criteria lately. Like there's a lot of whack shit that'll get pumped out too because it looks good and the beat's good and the video's dope, and like you can have a bunch of different factors that you don't necessarily need the best music, but it does help. It helps to build people that want to come back and listen because you might not be a good artist, but you might have one good song. I'll check your song, but I'm not coming to your show or buying your merch or anything. So like, yeah, consistency, work ethic, and whatever the fucking other one I just said was. Those three things will garner results no matter what. If you're putting out content all the time and it's good and it's consistent, it's bound to grow. People are bound to start sharing. It might take 2 months. It might take 10 years. You never know. Like, Russ talks about that all the time. This guy put out a song a week for like a year or two before one even started to fucking take off for him.
Yeah.
You never know what it is. There's people that have been grinding for 15 years and made it. There's people that put out one song and blew up off their first song.
Meek Mill is the best example for this guy was grinding for a minute, been doing
forever.
That. Yeah, street battle rap, just making music since like 03, 04, something like that. And this guy blew up, I think 09. When was it?
Yeah, around there, 09, 2010. Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, damn, you never know where this shit could take off to. You never know, and like, what also sucks, you never know how long it would take for you to.
That's what I mean.
Hit that spot.
And so it only takes one, going. Bro. It only takes one.
Oh yeah,
you know, like yeah.
I was listening to one song that you did. It was a remix, WAP remix.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I wrote it down because I knew I'd fuck around and forget, but like. Before I get into what I really like is like you throw metaphors. I'm
huge on that shit,
and I like that because you're not just one of those artists that just talk about killing, robbing moms. You know how
I don't do any of that. I can't talk about that.
Like, even for some of the rappers that don't do that, they still talk about it because it's what gets the attention.
No, I'm not that. To me, authenticity is key, and it took me a while to figure that out too. Like. I wouldn't say I was ever like faking it to make it or something, but you know, you do certain things to try to impress or to do this or to look better in this scenario. Now that I'm older, bro, I got no time for that. I just want to be authentically me as much as I can. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, it's not for you. That's cool.
One line that you said that I really fuck with, I think it was, where is it? It went like, I jump into if you want to. It was eyes on me, bifocals, wake up to me like Folgers, hair stick out like voltage. You know
it was like she got her eyes on me, bifocals. Want to wake up to me like Folgers, fucking everywhere like roaches. Till her hair sticks up high voltage. Some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm listening to this shit, and at first, the very first time, because what I do, I listen to songs twice. The first time, I listen to the beat. I listen for that. The second time, I'm like, okay, I heard the beat. Let me zone that out and listen to what my guy is actually saying. I'm hearing all that shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm catching all this shit. I'm like, no way. You know, I fuck with that type.
That's
of
one of my
shit.
favorite verses too. I had a lot of punchlines in that. But that's just like, that's also like the style that was prevalent when I came up.
Yeah,
it was a battle. We still did battle. I used to freestyle battle all the time.
No way.
You can find a bunch of I used to do King of the Dot battles. I used to throw King of the Dot events in Edmonton.
No way.
But yeah, I won a bunch of freestyle battles back in the day and shit. Like that was what it was. Like you're either a club rapper or you're a fucking rah in your face, I'm gonna kill you type rapper. And that was kind of the culture it was. And the people that I was around, like, we would always just be like, oh, who's got the better punchlines, who's got the better verse, who can one up each other, that friendly competition type shit. That's the cool thing about being in a group too, is like you grow fast because you're in competition with your bros. And if your bros are talented too, you're gonna be forced to step it up.
Oh, you got to.
Every time you do a song, you're all like, you want to make the best music, and it's all friendly competition, but it's still competition. Like, I want people to be like, yo, he had the best verse on this. Oh, he had the best song.
I'm too competitive for all that shit. You could be my mom, my dad. If we're in something where I have to beat you, or like, you know, because to me, if you're not in first, you're in last. There is no okay, you did good. There is no participation. All that shit. I don't do that. If you're not in first place, you're in last. So as soon as I'm like in that competitive mode, nothing else matters until everything is said and done.
Nobody ever asked who came second.
Nobody ever asked that shit. So it's like, if you're not in first place, what are you doing? Type of thing. And I wish I was around for that King of the Dot shit. I love watching Battle Rap, URL TV. Fun, man. I love that shit. I can't do it, but I love watching it.
I don't think I was good when I did it. When I did it, I thought I was good.
Yeah.
I look back at it now, I'm like, man, if I did this now, I'd be so much better. I didn't get it, you know, like, I was still growing. I was just hungry, bro. I was like, any opportunity I could go to a different place and rap for people and showcase my talent, I was there.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I did a battle in King of the Dot. So King of the Dot used to have this thing called World Domination. It was their biggest event of the year. It's like their WrestleMania, their Super Bowl. Oh, okay. They fly people out from it was a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday was like the main events, and then Sunday was like the dope guys that aren't as big as the main guys. Like, you know, you have your Hall of the Dons and Pat Stays and shit. And then day 3 was like
R.I.P.
the good, R.I.P. Pat Stay, man. Yeah. And so you'd have your people on day 3 that were like your good up and comers. Well, there was the main event was this guy Lex Luthor from New York, and he's supposed to battle this guy from Australia, and the Australia guy backed out, and I was like, I'll do it.
Wait, hold on. So with these events, you actually went? You went?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was here. You actually went.
I battled one time in Edmonton, but every other battle I ever did was Calgary, Vancouver, or Toronto.
So how'd it go? You was just getting.
I got washed.
You got washed.
So here, but my mind was never on battling. My mind was always on building fans and building my music. So what I did is I had a show the night before. I opened for Tech 9, I think it was.
Damn.
And so I didn't get to bed till 3:30 in the morning. My flight's at 5:30. Slept for an hour, catch a flight. I get to Toronto, and then I shot a video all day with an artist from Toronto, Peter Jackson. And he's still doing all right, but he was doing good back then too. So it was a good play for me to do the video. That video still has like 100-some thousand on it. It did well for me. So I my focus on that was like, do the show, do the video, and then just go network with these people. My mind wasn't on like, I got to do a battle. Yeah. When the guy I'm battling is like, I'm sick of battling these fucking young guys. Give me somebody good for once. I was his final straw. He got me, and he's just like, okay, fuck this. I'm going to absolutely annihilate this guy. So 1, I wasn't on my game, and 2, he had a fucking point to prove. And this is day 3 of World Domination, keep in mind. So his corners like Charlie Clips, Daylight, Cortez, all of some of the biggest URL battlers. And I'm sitting here like, I got nobody in my corner except a couple of my little homies and my one Toronto homie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this guy had a point to prove. He just washed me, bro. All 3 rounds, I got washed.
Man, when you got a corner like that, you got to go crazy.
That's what I mean. But it was dope because then I got to meet all these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was close with the King of the Dot staff. Still am. Shout out Organic. That's my dog for life. Every time I'm in Toronto, this guy comes and links me, comes to my shows, shows support, gives me pat. Like,
no way.
This guy, A1 since day 1, bro. Like,
wow.
And he never had to show me this love. We just clicked on a human level, I guess, and we get along. I play Fortnite with him and shit. Like,
no way.
So yeah, he introduced me to all these guys after the next day. But yeah, so like sometimes I look back at my battles and I'm like, man, I wish I never did this the way I did. I wish I took it more seriously.
Yeah.
Because like in my head, I was nobody could beat me.
Yeah.
This guy's like Bro, I'm from New York, man. Like, I grew up with the best battle rappers in the world. I'm gonna wash you. I'm like, yeah, sure, bud. Get there, just get washed. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, with a corner like that, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because on the walk, drive, whatever transportation they had to get there was probably battle rapping on the way there, practicing, sharpening.
That's what
skills.
I mean. He's going over his rounds with all these goats. I'm going over him around with my fucking bro.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy to hear stories like that, because you never know what someo's gone through. You never know someone's resume until they bring it up to you.
Yeah.
So hearing that,
it's crazy to talk about it too.
Just yesterday, I'm watching best of Charlie Clips, best of Daylight, best of DNA, all those guys. I'm like, yo, and you was in the same room, like face to face. You know what I'm saying, with these guys. So that's crazy to hear.
Yeah, it's a small world, bro. I've met a lot of dope people, and just like time and place, right?
Again, like I said, like you never expect music to take you this far. You never expect it.
That's one of those. Yeah, that's crazy. I think about that all the time. I'm definitely way surpassed what I ever thought I was achievable.
Yeah.
But still so far away from where I want to be at the same time. Do you know?
No,
like if I died today, I die happy with what I did. I got a catalog. I made a positive impact on people's lives. My boys got to travel and see shit they never would have seen because of like what I did. Like, I'm happy with where I'm at. But on the same front, my mom's still making mortgage payments. My fucking, my auntie's still making mortgage payments. Like, my goals are way bigger than just like,
I feel that.
Yo, your shit's dope, or you got 1 million views, or you like, these are cool milestones to get to where you're at. But I'm on like generational wealth, bro. The music's the stepping stone to get to that.
Yeah.
Like, and any famous or successful rapper will tell you the same thing. Music will get you the money you need to make the generational wealth. Music is not going to make you generational wealth. Jay-Z, these guys, they're
Jay-Z
investments.
Okay, example or exactly what you said. Music is a great startup, but now if you want to have generational wealth, clothes, own your own alcohol, like liquor type of thing, like clothing,
mad diversify your portfolio.
You got to jump into other things.
Invest into tech startups. Invest into restaurants. Invest into other people that you see are hungry, that got the same work ethic that you think could do something, but don't have the resources. This is like. You see this shit, and then there's so many cool ways you can do it now. Like look at Mr.Beast, for example.
Yeah. Yo.
This guy.
Crazy.
He might be one of the smartest people I've seen on this with growing, but like what really stood out to me was Mr.Beast Burger. How this guy's got thousands of locations across the world, and it's all on Uber Eats. He has one standalone store that he just opened like recently. Yeah. So all people gotta do is order the ingredients and shit from him. He's making a cut of money, and there's no overhead from him other than printing cardboard boxes and stickers. That's it. Yeah. That's it. And this guy's making millions and millions of dollars off of thousands of restaurants globally, like all across Canada, all across the States. Like, look at, bro. I'm not saying like that's exactly what I would do or anything, but like, bro, you find somebody with a dope idea like that. Like, hey, I got a sick idea. I got a following here. I want to start a restaurant. Okay, let's open some ghost kitchens. Let's get your shit in ghost kitchens. Like, look at Rick Ross. The guy owns like 20 Wingstops.
Oh my goodness.
Another person that's got a crazy portfolio is Shaq.
Oh yeah.
This guy owns everything.
Every damn thing.
He owns Marilyn Monroe. He owns JCPenney. He owns like hundreds of restaurants, bro. Actually, hundreds of restaurants. Like, these are the guys that are building generational wealth and taking their money. Obviously, NBA money is different than rap money, but it's still like people like Jay-Z and shit who own so many different companies, and like Dr. Dre making headphones, or like people using their star power to build other brands that can way surpass music, Not everybody listens to rap music, but everybody listens to music in headphones at one point or another.
So. I love hearing shit like that, because it just goes to show like, yo, this like music it's it to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever is getting you up there, whatever is making you blow up, whatever genre that is, it only lasts you so long. You know what I'm saying? So use the money you have, rather than buying every time you want to buy a chain, like a big 50K chain, put that into a restaurant, put that into this, put that into that, and then watch your money work for itself. You go to sleep with 50K, you wake up to 250,000, all in your sleep. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And that, bro, Corday said something one time. He's like, I don't have any chains because my accountant told me if I can't afford to buy like 20 of them or something, don't buy it. Or something along those lines.
Let's talk about a Cuban. I remember that. Yeah,
but like, that's the way you got to be, man. You got to be smart with your money. You got to invest, bro. Like, and I think the biggest asset I think a rapper would have is not his money. It's his star power. It's his popularity. That's exactly what you said. You only have so much time on top. More if you're lucky, but like use that star power to validify other things and make money off that. The same way like Dre will put his name on headphones. Now the headphones are blowing up. Use your star power to make money in other assets of your life and do it like that.
Exactly.
You know? And where we're at now, the best ways to do it, clothing brands and like whatever, a little local store or some, I guess storefronts aren't the way to do it, but like, you know what I mean? Just find shit that relate to what you're doing and build it. Me, like I like clothes because I like clothes.
Yeah.
I'm a fashion guy. I love shopping. I love just like wearing shit that people wouldn't. Like I say it in my song, like, I don't have face tattoos or colored hair. I'm a fucking white boy from Edmonton, bro. I do not stand out. If I took all this shit off, I would just look like everybody else in a fucking crowd. So how do I stand out? I chose fashion. I didn't want to do something that wasn't me. I like fashion, so I got into it. I like flashy. I like standing out. I want to wear shit that, like, you see me up on stage, you can see me at any other place in that venue when I'm off stage. You can point me out from fucking anywhere. You want to stick out
like a sore thumb.
Absolutely, bro. So, like... that marketability, and like if you have the star power to put behind shit like that, yeah, you're laughing. That's where it comes. That's where the money comes.
I feel that. When now at the point that you're at right now, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever look at your old shit and be like, damn, that shit was cringy as fuck. I wish I never did that shit.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
It's at that point.
Well, sorry, not every day, but every time I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like you talking about asshole, I couldn't watch that now.
You can't watch that
I still
shit.
get people ask me to do it at shows. I'm like, sorry, bro, no.
Nah, that's just not you no more.
Like I say, if you paid to come to one of my shows, then you're dumb. I'm like, no, please pay to come to my shows now. Like, what are you talking about?
So now you was just talking about it. Now you're in like the whole merch business. You know what I'm saying? Selling clothes. I even see that you're selling signed CDs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How is that going? How's all
good?
That
merch
going?
Is good, man. Merch is good.
So would you say at the point you're at right now, is the merch making you more bread than the music?
No, I make the most money off selling beats.
Selling beats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I'm in a decently unique situation as a producer because I have a decent name as a rapper. Like I do have some buzz about me. So like if somebody wanted to do a song with me, I'm charging them money. And I'm charging them quite a bit because one, I don't want to just be easily accessible. I don't want to be on everybody's song. I either want you to care enough to have me on the song that you're willing to pay what I want. And then this way, when I do it, I'm sharing it, I'm posting it, I'm invested in the project. Because two, I'm not going to just do a song with an artist I don't like or a song I don't like for the money anymore. So when it comes to the beats now, this is a way for these people that I'm not going to sell verses to, for instance, that they can still attach my name to their product. Or if they just want something of good quality, like I've been producing for 10 plus years. My beats slap, dog. Like I'll get cocky as fuck on that all day. I'll beat battle anybody. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm good. Yeah. You know, I know what I can bring to the table. So like, yeah, I charge a decent tag for my beats too. And I have a good clientele because I have people that, oh, can you make me something like this? Bet. 3 hours past, they got it in their fucking email. They're ecstatic. Like they're coming back to me next time. Like I do good business with people. I'm easy to deal with, and so that's But the merch does make good money. The hard thing about merch is like for artists to keep it consistent all the time. So I sell 15 times more merch in a month when I'm on tour than when I'm just sitting at home putting out videos and shit. People still buy it, but it's like when I'm like what I'll do in a fucking month, I'll do in 2 shows on tour.
Damn.
You know, or even 1 show depending on where it is. There's been nights where I've made $3-4 grand in a night off merch.
Damn.
So like, yeah, you can't do that sitting at home with the same fan base. Like,
no, I feel I feel what you're saying. How if someone wants something from you, like now you're selective, basically. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sending out beats, to sending out something that has your tag on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am now with this podcasting thing. I can't really say this without offending some type of people, but like now I'm selective with who I have on.
You should be.
Because before, all you got to do is just message me. If you have a beating heart, you're on. That's all you needed. Now I'm kind of at a point like, okay, this guy wants to be on. This guy wants to be on. Okay, boom, boom. How can I benefit him? How can he benefit me?
Facts.
If you just started rapping 15 days ago and you want to be on, what can you offer? What do you have to offer?
It's got to be mutually beneficial.
It has to be, because before I was just on a point where, okay, I really want to help the city. I still do. I still want to help the whole city. But now it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to help out the whole city. But how am I going to get that back?
Well, rightfully so, though. And you should be at that point now where you're able to select. If you like, because back to what we were talking about before, you've been consistent. You've been putting out your work ethics that you're doing it. So like, just with any business, if I just started tattooing, I'm going to give my friends some free tattoos so I can practice. You're going to want to interview whoever you can because you want to practice. You want to, okay, what camera angles look good? How do the mic setting? Do I know how to do this? What's the process like when I got to send it back to get edited? How long does that take? This and that. What's it like dealing with? There's so much trial and error involved with this that absolutely you should be like jumping on anybody that comes.
Yep.
And then now once you've solidified it, okay, I've got some good guests. I've got some people. I don't want to just put on and have the same conversation that I had with this guy, with that guy, because they've been through the same 15 days worth of rap. They have no experience or nothing to talk about or no life skills or whatever the fuck it may be. And now, like, yeah, that's why it's cool to get other people on now, like, and you can be selective.
I've always been the type of guy where I like making people feel good. No homo. I like having people like, okay, boom, let's say you want to come on, you don't really have much going on at that moment. I'll never say going on, period, just at that very moment. It's like, even though there's not much, you don't have a resume yet, I would still have you on. But again, like I just said, now it's like, okay, now I can't think like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because this is starting to cost money. I have an editor that I'm paying. I got equipment that I'm buying. And yes, I still want this to be fun. I don't want it to be about the money. But once it is, like, when you want to take a craft serious, you got to add that in at some point.
It's always going to be about
sucks,
money.
but you have to.
Because it costs money. Once it costs money, you need to be making money. Otherwise, you're just a losing money business. Now, if it's a hobby and it's not a business, then whatever. But I bet that you want to make this a business. Do you not?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you got to treat it as such. And if there's money going out, there's got to be money coming in, whether it's sponsors or streaming revenue or this or that, right? The thing, like, with podcasts and stuff, it's another saturated market, so it's hard to make money off of. But the good thing about podcasts is you're dropping hour and a half long videos that have room for 10 ad segments in there. The longer watch time you have, the more YouTube pays you for ads.
Yeah.
If they can drop 15 ads in your one video, you're making a lot more off one view off that video than you would off a 3-minute clip. So it's like, once you do start getting followers, the monetization can be a lot better than when you're smaller.
Yeah. Another thing that I saw, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I'm gonna let you go in a bit, but I'm gonna just ask you a few more things.
I got time, man.
The day plus NYT.
Day and night.
Day and night.
Yeah.
Well, what is that?
So that's the clothing line I started with my bro.
Oh, okay,
so it's
okay.
like, it's not merch. It's more just like high upscale clothing. More different, and everything is limited. So everything we did is 25 pieces. That's it. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Once
You
it's
never
gone,
get
it's
it
gone.
again. Yeah.
Damn. And how long y'all was doing that for?
A couple years. We slowed down the last little while. Just like I said, I was touring all summer. I did my tour, then I toured with Tech 9, then I just came home. Took
crazy.
a fucking month off because I was tired and I needed to regroup what I wanted to do, and now I've just been grinding. But like, yeah, so that's what that is. It's like a clothing brand plus like media stuff as well. Like, we'd like to start a podcast. There's a couple things, but we're just me and my bro that run it together are just like so busy right now that kind of took the back burner for a bit. But yeah, that's what that is. Ultimately, like a brand to put behind what I have here.
What was the story behind Sound Made Up 2? Or what is
Sounds
the story?
Made Up?
What is the story?
Well, I put out Sounds Made Up 1 in last December. And then I
year.
put Sounds Made Up 2 in June. The album name was like, I'm very, very picky about what I name my projects because I want it to stand the test of time. I want it to be dope, and I want it to really fit like where I am at that time. That's just something I've said forever, years and years and years. Like, just, oh yeah, Sounds Made Up. Yo, I just smashed this hot ass bitch. Oh yeah, Sounds Made Up, or whatever, just trolling your bros. But then when I was thinking about album names, I was like, yo, I love that. And then I was like, it is actually sounds that I made up as well. So like, it's a double entendre there. So I went with that. The reason I did number 2 is because when I booked the tour, I wanted to still do the Sounds Made Up tour, but it was so far from the album release, the first one. Yeah. So I was like, I got to do a number 2 just to keep the branding going for the rest of the tour, and so it's still relevant. Like, why is this guy touring an album that came out 6 months ago? Yeah. I mean, big artists do that, but I'm not that big, so people's attention span's really small. I'm not like the Baby where I could put out an album in December and then tour it in July because I've been on every radio station in between and doing all this, and I drop my videos 2 months apart. No, I drop my videos like 2 weeks apart, so people can, really get this ball rolling. And that's how you do stuff like go number 1, because you fucking build up all of this shit at once. I take all, like, I don't have millions of fans. I got thousands of fans. And if I can get them all together to be buying at the same time and doing this, then you can chart. Then you can do, like, the iTunes, number one on iTunes doesn't do nothing for you other than to be able to say you have a number one on iTunes album. But that's really good for your resume, and people will take you immediately more serious. Because that's not like streams where I can go buy 1 million streams. It's whack if you do, but you can. I can't just go buy a number one spot on iTunes. Like, people have to, aside from me going and buying 100 iTunes cards and signing up for 100 different iTunes accounts, because you can only buy it once on one account. So, like, who the fuck's got the time to do that shit? Yeah. So, like, that's an actual marker of, like, where you're at. Like, on that day, more people in Canada bought my album than any other rap artist in Canada. That's a good feeling. Yeah. That's dope.
Damn. So, okay, this is gonna be my last thing asking you. Top of the morning. It was another song that I was listening to that just had a whole bunch of metaphors. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm real heavy on metaphors. I like when songs have stories. I like listening to things that actually make me think. You know what I'm saying? What was the whole thing behind that?
It's just organic. The weird thing about me when I make music is I'm really bad with, like, coming up with concepts, I guess. For, like, a lot of artists are like, yo, I want to do a song about this, I want to do something. I never have that where I'm like, I need to do a song about this or touch on this. I have to, like, let the music speak to me. Now, few and far between, obviously, I have song concepts that I want to bring to life, but, like, for me, I kind of just, like, listen to the beat, and then wherever it goes from there, it goes. So sometimes I think of a hook first, I can build a basis for a concept. Sometimes for, like, this one, that's the first thing I heard when I made that beat, and I heard the drop. I was like, whoa, top of the morning. I heard that flow, and I was like, that's it. I already knew immediately, I'm just going to rap bars. It's just going to be some cocky fucking, I'm a rap shit. And I like that. That's, like, my favorite shit to do, but it's also, like, hit or miss, because, you know, people don't always want to just listen to you talk about how cool you are. Like, you need to give them some substance, some relatability. Like, the majority of rap fans don't live like how rappers say they live. So how is that relatable to you, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of people go towards more of the street shit too. Or why it works so well, because the majority of rap fans are living in poverty, man. Still to this day. So, like, it's very relatable music, and you talking about where you come from, and if it's gutter, if it's this, and you can relate to that more than you can relate to fucking, I got a Rolls Royce and 100 bitches. It's like, man, I wish, you know? So top of the morning is just organic. Most of my music just comes by just, like, sitting there, and I make a beat, and then if I hear something immediately, I start writing to it right away.
Now, overall, when it comes to you, especially your type of sound, it's something that I haven't heard of in our city or city-wise.
Damn,
I haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the appearance that I was given, that I saw at first. The expectations that what I thought was incorrect. You know what I'm saying? And I love when things like this happen.
Cool.
Because
I like it. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the nicest way to put it too. You know what I'm saying? It's just and I like when shit like this happen, because, like, damn. You could even ask my girl. Like, I was excited to have you on because I know this. I know we'd have a decent amount of things to talk about.
Yeah,
you have resumes to back up your shit. You toured around. Your homies were Mercules. You just have a whole bunch of things going on for you. That's just worth talking about.
Hey,
you
know
what I'm
man.
saying? Of course,
I appreciate that.
Most def. And
I'm stoked for being on here. I love doing shit like this, man.
Come on,
especially Edmonton, bro. Like, let's go.
Now I love doing shit like this because, like, when people listen to artists, they have one, like, fixed image of you already. You know what I'm saying? Now when you come on a podcast, you're laying out your personality.
Yeah, exactly.
You're letting people know how you act, how you talk, how you sound. If you move your hands when you speak, people are now learning, okay, I fuck with this guy, but now I can fuck with him different, or like this, like that, because, you know, he thinks like this. I didn't know he thought like this. Good thing there's a podcast. There's a platform.
I like that because, like, one thing I try to do with myself is, like, I'm pretty transparent with, like, I don't really hide anything, or, like, I'm not like, oh, if they find out about this, I'm fucked. Like, I don't care, bro. I'm human. I've made mistakes in the past. I've done some dumb shit. I've done some good shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, I want to represent myself in the best possible way.
I feel that.
You know?
I feel that. So that's basically all I got to ask you. You know what I'm saying? Is there, before we wrap this all up, is there anything you want to ask me?
not ask, but don't stop doing this, man.
Yes, sir.
Keep it up, bro.
Yes,
Keep pushing for the city. Keep pushing for Edmonton. We need this. It's like you said earlier. You know your place. You know your So like, I totally forgot. This is why I don't smoke weed before I do it.
That happens. It happens.
But like, yeah, we need people that know their place, and that sounds horrible, but like, you know your lane, you know where you're at. We need media, we need managers, we need people that are willing. Everybody wants to be the fucking star now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we need people that can help grow the scene that aren't just rappers, because Edmonton also has always been a very cliquey city. Like, this is why I try not to be like that. Oh, I'm down to work with anybody, you know. Obviously, there's select people that that everybody doesn't like, but for the most part, like, yeah, it's cliquey here. So, like, if you're not part of this clique of 5 people, you're not going to see it's so hard for us to build up because nobody works together. Yeah. Everybody's trying to build their own little buildings over here instead of just building one ass building that the world can fucking see from space. Does that make sense? Like,
I feel that.
That's the metaphor I try to use all the time. Is like, bro, everybody's just trying to build their own little townhouse. Bro, let's build a fucking skyscraper that the world can see, and then you're on the map.
That cliquey thing is true, because especially doing this, what I'm doing right now, what I notice is if I want to get a hold of you, but like for some reason you don't check your DMs, or you get too many DMs, you don't check it. All I got to do is, especially in a city like Edmonton, everybody knows each other some way, somehow. I know someone you know, and you know someone that I know. I just hit up someone that you know, and the word will get to you eventually.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a good and a bad thing. The whole cliquey thing could work in your favor, and it could be a fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, it could work in your favor if a friend of that friend knows you.
Yeah.
Now the bad thing is, it could be, I'm not going to work with this guy because no one I know knows him. He could be an op. He could be setting me up.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. You know, which is a bad way of thinking, but that's just how a lot of people think.
You have to, bro. Rap is a weird place, and Edmonton is a weird place too, bro. This is what I was trying to get to before that I forgot. This is why podcasts are cool, because it shows who you are. Me personally, I'm transparent, but I don't you don't know. I don't post my girlfriend online. I don't post nobody's gonna know where the fuck I live. Like,
yeah.
I'm very private with my private life. Like, I whatever you see of me is because I chose for you to see it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. And this is where you build that, the hype around, oh, he's doing a podcast? Sick. What is he going to talk about? Because some people just sit on IG Live or TikTok Live every day, and I don't care to watch your podcast because I've watched you talk every week. I know exactly what you're about. I know your life. You post all of this shit about you. I already know who you are. I'm not as interested to see you talk about your life.
Yeah.
So I don't do much stuff like this. So, I mean, I'd like to think that my people would be like, oh, okay, what's he going to talk about here?
Yeah. No, I feel that.
You know, who is he? What exactly you say? What's his mannerisms? What is he like?
Yeah.
Here they're probably like, oh, he talks a lot.
Red
Bull, baby.
I've had a lot of. I would never say talk a lot. You like to inform people on what you got going on. You know, and this is the perfect platform to let people ramble. I wouldn't even say ramble, just talk. Because, bro, if you don't talk, shit, I'll talk. Yeah. I'll talk for you if you don't want to. That's just the type of guy. I love talking. I just love seeing how people think, why they think, what got them to think the way they think. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love seeing the ideology behind a person, you know? But, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got to ask you. Let the people know where they could find you.
Let's go. At Kryple. Kryple on everything. I think my TikTok's a little different, but if you search it, nobody else in the world has my fucking name. So
yeah.
And that's another cool thing. I got my @ is Kryple. My YouTube /Kryple. My Facebook everything's my name. I don't have to be like Kryple Music or my website Kryple.ca. I got my shit. I like that. So that's where you find me everywhere, man.
Yes, sir.
And if you're not from Edmonton, you can find me in your city soon, because I guarantee I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Okay. It's your boy Convo and Marlo.
Kryple. Let's go.
And I'm out.